Welcome back to the second part of 4 here. We're going to be discussing the German vehicles in this video. This is just a little bit of pre-commentary before we get started on the actual German stuff. Now, if you haven't seen the previous US vehicle video, please go check that out. There's going to be a link in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Press that little I button, and that will take you right back to that US vehicle video so you can get an idea of what the US is getting in the next patch. Without further ado, let's get on with this one. So the Germans got quite a few vehicles in this patch, and I'm just looking at the Horten 229 right now as a placeholder. And so let's start with, let's see here. Let's start with the aircraft, actually, because this new airplane is huge. This is the Blohm Voss 238. This is a massive fucking seaplane. 6 engines, obviously, and excellent defensive firepower. Just gonna buy this real quick. Let's see, with a bomb load, you've only got 1 bomb load right now. They said in the devlog page for it that they're probably going to add the 500 kilogram bombs later, but for the dev server, you've only got the 20 SC500s. And you can see barely touches the airspeed. Turn time a little bit less, but rate of climb. Well, frankly, if you're dogfighting in this thing, then well, War Thunder. So let's take her for our good old test flight. And the defensive armament on this thing is absolutely insane. The only reason why I care about this guy is simply because, well, it's fucking huge. Look at this motherfucker. If that doesn't scream, oh my god, everything's gonna die, I don't know what does. Oh yeah, let's show off the defensive armament. Look at that. Good luck coming behind this thing. It has this machine gun in the front. Oh god. Camera angles are kind of weird on this thing. I can't actually zoom in though, because if I zoom in, the entire bomb is gone. But you can see that little turret on the front there. It's got 4 machine guns. And let's check out the bomb bays. They're in the wings. That is quite the bomb load. I don't play planes much, but this is impressive. Anyway, let's get on to what's actually cool. So the first vehicle we're going to start off with is a brand new Tier 2 tank destroyer for the German forces. And this is going to go into the open-top tank destroyer line. This is the Selbstfahreffekte auf 18-ton Zugkraftwagen. I'm sorry, Germans. It takes me whenever I see a new word or a new German word, it takes me a few times to pronounce it right. In any case, this is a battle rating 3.7 18-ton half-track with a Flak 37 88mm flak gun mounted on, well, obviously a flatbed here. Now, an 88mm flak gun at 3.7, that's insane. Like, that's fantastic. For those of you who don't know, the Flak 37 is the exact same gun that you get on the Tiger. Same gun. But the difference here is that since it's a flak gun and you're not within the confines of the turret, look at the reload. 4.6 seconds. With a stock crew, your base reload is 5.2 seconds when you get this vehicle if you've got a bad crew. With a top crew, that goes down to 4 seconds. And I'm going to demonstrate this thing for you because this is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, oh, where am I going? Test drive. I mean, this vehicle blows me away. Literally. Alrighty. Now, something to keep in mind here. Over the very front of the vehicle, you have only 3 degrees of gun depression because of the cab. When you turn the vehicle off to the side, by the way, it is super sluggish, even with all the upgrades put on it. The gun depression goes down to about, I'd say, 5 to 7 degrees. It may be about 6 degrees of gun depression. So the gun depression on this thing is not fantastic, but it is very, very usable. So let's get this thing turned sideways on. I'm going to see how many of these targets I can engage and see how quickly I can engage them. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
The target has been destroyed. Next target. The enemy has been destroyed. The target hasn't taken any damage.
I bounced somehow.
Next target.
Where is that last one? Check out that rate of fire. This is 3.7, by the way, people. This is insane. I think you guys get the point now. Now, I was really hoping that they were going to introduce this thing with flak shells, just for demonstration purposes. No flak shells. Sad face. I was really hoping that this vehicle would actually be an SPAA. However, that doesn't appear to be the case. Regardless, this thing is going to be insane for anti-tank purposes. And it's a 3.7 battle rating, which means that this thing will punch through any tank up to, I'd say, about 5.7 to 6.0 without much difficulty. I know that I've talked to a couple of people, and they've expressed that they're probably going to be ending up taking this thing as a backup vehicle into Simulator 8.0, or not Simulator, into 8.0 or 9.0 battle rating games, because, wow, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So now that I'm done fawning over that, let's get to the Tier 5 stuff, because let's face it, that's where all the new stuff is. So the very first vehicle, like I discussed, Leopard 1A1. This was confirmed, and I did a whole series of devlog chats on it. Now, a lot of you have been talking about in the comments, this thing might get AP FSDS. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's the exact same ammunition types that you get on the first Leopard one. Same setup of modules to unlock, so it's going to be another grind to get through this thing unless you've got some gold lying around. However, the vehicle, it feels pretty good overall. The new gun sighting system, or the new, I should say, gun stabilization system does work. However, there is a bug currently in the APDS rounds for the Leopard, and there's a bug in the gun sight. I am in the gun sight right now, and I cannot zoom in. I am pressing the zoom key right now. Oh. I'm pressing the zoom. I can press the zoom key on the outside, but as soon as I go in here, I can't do that. And the drop on these shells is really bad. The stat card for them says 1,400 meters per second, 1478, I believe the exact number is. But you can see how badly these shells are dropping right now. That's, I think that's Hesh levels of drop. Either that or this sight has been zoomed in drastically. So you can see... Actually, now that I think about it, I think this vehicle might actually have higher magnification on its gun sight. If so, that would make sense. So you can see, nothing particularly different, other than... Here, let me see if I can get this thing going up to a good click here, and then try and fire on a short halt. So APDS. So you can see how much less this thing bobbles up and down. So you can keep the gun sight generally on a target as long as you're not going over rough terrain like that. And then on a short halt... Oh, that hit the tree. I forgot. Now granted, this is not on a very good crew right now, so that's why the reload is so slow. Strong T-34. Here, let's get going up to a pretty good click again. Now, what I would suggest when driving vehicles with stabilizers like this, the T-62 and the Chieftain, is that you go into your control settings and tank control, and you set the tank short stop space. Or that I have it set for space. You can set it for whatever you want or whatever is more convenient for you. I prefer space because what that allows you to do, let's see, 37 kilometers an hour. Keep the gun sight on him. Press the space bar. You can see I stopped quite quickly. Now granted, I stopped in a shell crater, so it rolled down the hill a little bit more. However, I think the point comes across. This vehicle is going to be able to react very, very quickly. Now, a lot of you are curious as to how much armor this extra armor or extra add-on stuff gives you. So, let's go over that real quick. So, you've got rolled homogeneous armor, 35 millimeters. The best armor that's going to go up to is about 45-ish. Across the top here. And then there's the gun mantlet behind that, you can see. Armor around the gun. And 120 millimeters directly behind this edge. On the edges, it's 10 millimeters, so not really going to stop anything there. Side armor, or side of the turret, 20 millimeters, 20 millimeters, 10 millimeters, 10 millimeters. So, not a lot of armor added on there. There is these track grousers that are added onto the front of the vehicle, which could give you an extra 20 millimeters of protection, bringing this up to about 90 millimeters over here. So, of raw thickness, 90 millimeters. It's probably going to be something a little bit over 100. Still not enough to stop any ATGM, really, though. So, let's get on to the next vehicle. This vehicle has not been on the devlog yet. And it was just announced, or just confirmed, that this vehicle was going to be in the game. This is the Raketenjagdpanzer 2 with the HOT missile, or hot missile. The HOT missile, you get, as you can see, is a single missile. It is a second generation ATGM. I will show you that in a minute. You get 20 ATGMs as opposed to the 2 that you got on the Raketenjagdpanzer 2, the regular version. And on top of that, this is 800 millimeters of penetration. So, this thing is even more powerful than a, well, than an IT-1. So, it's good to see that a lot of these other nations are finally getting, are getting vehicles that are on par with or similar to the IT-1 in terms of the fact they get second generation ATGMs. So, hot missile, 800 millimeters against flat armor at any range, 692 millimeters against 60-degree angled armor, and 399 millimeters against 30-degree angled armor. So, in other words, angling doesn't really matter with this missile. It's going to go through either way. Let's test drive this. Alright, so you can see, very, very similar mobility to the Raketenjagdpanzer. It's the exact same hull. The only difference is that you don't have a second missile, but you get one second generation missile. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that this missile has a lot of leeway right there. And the sight appears to be very small. The field of view is very small when zoomed in. So you can see that. Alright, let's hit that IS-4 out there. Boom. And let's check out the reload animation. Good stuff. Now let's see, I haven't tested how far this turret can rotate. The missile can only rotate a little bit, so unlike the regular Raketenjagdpanzer, where you can basically aim a missile way off over here, that's not really going to be an option with this vehicle. Let's see how well the missile reacts if I fire it, though. Actually, I can't fire it from here. That's something they've also introduced, I think. The inability to fire missiles outside of their arc of actual fire. The gun's sight, the taller of the two periscopes right there, will turn 360 degrees, but the missile will only has about 45 degrees, I would say, of coverage. Maybe less than that. So, you are only going to be able to engage targets to your front. Missile, however, is quite quick to react, and it is 240 meters per second is the velocity on the missile. So let's get another view of that reload animation. There it is. Peekaboo. And I do like how on the top left-hand corner you can see the you can see how many missiles you have left now. Alright, so that's the Raketenjagdpanzer 2 HOT. The only difference is that it has a single second-generation ATGM with more ammunition. So, if you like the Raketenjagdpanzer 2, you're going to love this one. Alright, so finally, let's talk about the Flakpanzer Gepard for the new vehicles. This is one of the new skins that come with it. Oops, not quite there yet. So, here is your standard camouflage. And you get your brown camouflage, as is per most of the late war or post-war Cold War vehicles for the Germans. You get your winter camouflage. Cool. And then you get the three-tone CARC. So, good stuff there. I really like this skin. Let's see what we can do to play with it. Actually, this is one of the things I love most about War Thunder, the infinite customizability of your skins on your vehicles. Anyway, so nice, very, very, very nice looking model. By the way, this radar dish does rotate. It's only stationary now because you're in the garage. However, we'll get to that in a moment. First, let's take a look at its ammunition belts. Now, I wasn't sure in the Devlog Chats video I did yesterday about the different ammunition types and the different belts that it was going to get. They did mention it was going to get APDS in some form or another. So your default belt is AP, is armor-piercing incendiary, and high-explosive incendiary tracer. Now, you can see the penetration on it is not bad. For as far as stock rounds go, this is pretty decent. Your upgraded belts, though, so you see the you get an HE belt essentially, and then an armor-piercing belt, both with those regular ammunition types, and then the last one, you get your APDS rounds. Now there is 8 rounds in this little picture here. So for every 7 rounds, the 8th round is going to be an APDS round, or HVAP round. It's going to basically lead off as armor-piercing, high-explosive, armor-piercing, high-explosive, armor-piercing, HVAP. That's basically going to be the pattern here. Now, what this means is that it's not the greatest of belts for shooting down planes with. So, let's take it into a test drive, and I'll show you some of it. However, the APDS round is more than capable of killing tanks. So you can see the radar dish does rotate. Let's check out the turret traverse. Look at that. That I love. I am a huge fan of that. Alright. T-26, prepare to die.
Target has been destroyed. Next target.
You can see, I'm having real issues. I had to put a lot of rounds into them. Now, one downside about this vehicle is that you're only going to get one belt. It's one continuous belt for this vehicle. Now, let's see if we can try and overheat it. Nope. It's spreading out a tiny bit, but the Kugelblitz would have already overheated by now. This thing is laser accurate. Yep, no overheating mechanic on this one. That might change in the patch. I should hasten to add that all of these vehicles are subject to change, though I'm pretty sure most of us realize that most of these vehicles are not going to change all that much by the time the patch comes out. So, Flakpanzer Gepard, this thing is epic. Alright, let's go and take this thing out into a battle. Okay, so, let's bring out the Leopard 1. I'm not going to spawn over there, because that one's just a hotbed for ATGMs just shooting you in the face. I will say the model on this Leopard 1A1 looks quite nice. The mobility is quite similar to the regular Leopard 1. I mean, this vehicle is a couple tons heavier, so it might be a tiny bit sluggish. More sluggish than the previous one. And... on target. Load Hesh for this Gepard. Again, I am using a very bad crew, so that's why the reload is so slow on this thing. With a really good crew, you can bump the reload up quite a lot. I am not sure what this thing is hitting. Oh, it must be hitting the destroyed tanks over there. There you go. Let's see how quickly we can engage this thing. Oh. Set him on fire a third time. He can't put that one out. So there's nothing down there, so it looks like most of the crew is in the turret. You also get a top-mounted MG3 machine gun, so you can annoy jet aircraft. I don't think this M18 realized that you can punch through these buildings.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
That would be Fly over there. Gotcha, Fly.
Next target.
Watch, he's probably going to put out a video saying that I was hacking. Oh my goodness. Too hot to handle. Let's kill this M18. They kill the M18? Nope, now they did. Alrighty. That would be an E100. Oh, he killed himself by firing his main gun. So you can see this vehicle can react quite quickly. Let's see if I can't kill that effect guy since he got me earlier. I gotta do it quick, the match is almost over. Nope. I don't have shots on him. I don't have a very good shot, I should say.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
So, Number 1A1. Very, very good vehicle. I agree. This is an interesting addition, and it's really going to, I think, bump up the German Tier 5s even more in terms of their effectiveness. Alrighty. So, ready up here, and then as we get to the game, I'm going to show you guys the Raketenjagdpanzer 2. Alright, so we're back on Sinai with the Raketenjagdpanzer 2. It's going to be a few seconds here because the game literally just started. So it looks like the way they have this set up is they're... Oh, it's raining. Okay. Raining in the middle of the Sinai Desert. Fantastic. Yeah, I know. It looks like I'm not the only person to notice that. Alrighty. So. Let's see here. Let us see. The sight depression on this thing is significantly worse than the Raketenjagdpanzer, than the previous Raketenjagdpanzer. So you're probably going to want to use this thing on level ground? That's what I'm seeing so far. Problem is there just isn't much to shoot at right now. Most of the stuff is most of the stuff you're going to be shooting at is with the ATGM. There's Fly. I'll let the AAs take care of that guy. Looks like Fly is seeing something. Not sure what he's aiming at, though. Oh.
Yes, I hit.
Let's see here.
Negative.
Let's see. Where are they? Even over terrain like, even over sandy, bad terrain like this Raketenjagdpanzer is ridiculous in terms of its mobility. I mean, I'm hitting like around 50 kilometers an hour. Let's see how fast I can get this thing going. Can we break 50? Yep, there we go. 51, 52, 53, 54. Oh, granted, I'm going downhill right now, but look at this guy go. This thing is going to be able to get into firing positions super quickly. Alrighty. Oh, M46. Oh, damn it. Screw off, ME410. Okay, you know what? Alright, I'm done teasing you guys. It's time to bring the pain. Alright, let's bring out the Gepard. And, quell these, aircraft peasants. Hi there. Now, well, it would be nice if I didn't suck as much. The muzzle blast from these guns, though. You can see that radar dish sitting up there. That radar dish, though, is going to give this thing away very, very quickly. It's going to be difficult not to notice that moving, swiveling radar dish.
We have taken the initiative.
Even if it is black. And that's going to give away its position from behind a hill. You can see how tall that thing is, but... Alright. You can see I'm keeping up with the hunter. I'm not hitting him, but I'm keeping up with him. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of the game mode or if there's a bug, but like I said, this thing has lead indicators. And that's the guy who got me last time. Oh, come on, go down already. Oh, I hit him. Almost out of ammunition, though. Oh, well, he's down.
Forces have captured a zone.
So you can see, very, very fast fire rate, very quick turret traverse. You're going to be able to keep up with aircraft. I just suck at these things, so you'll have to excuse my crappiness at shooting down these airplanes, even though they're practically right in front of me. If you're a good SPAA player, and you understand your lead, then I'm pretty sure you'll have no issues knocking airplanes out of the sky with this vehicle. Alright. Let's move on to the Soviets. So if you guys have managed to survive by now and haven't fallen asleep or haven't quit the video, I thank you guys for watching this episode on the German upcoming vehicles for 1.63. In the next video, which will probably be coming out sometime Monday, Pacific Standard Time over here in the US, then we're going to be talking about the Soviets, and then later on that same day, we're going to be talking about the British. And with that, keep your tracks checked, keep your binos in place, and keep a round on the tube, and I will see you guys in the next video.